Alright guys, so we got our wheels off our 2014 JK. We are doing diff swaps, front and rear, with the king coilover setup, adjustable. That's our front. This is our front diff going in. And on the rear, same deal. We've got all our pre-measurements done. This plumb line here is actually set up to reference when we get our new diff in. At ride height, this plumb line is set to be in the center of the diff. And once we have a new one in, we will match it up. And then we can do our adjustments from there. Again, we're having king coilover adjustable shocks in the rear. There we have our Jeep porn. That's our front coilover bracket setup. That's our rear. Also, we are upgrading the steering components with a high pressure steering assistance. There's our track bars there. They're still in the boxes, obviously. Anyways, phase one. Alright, so we got our new diff in, hooked up to our long arm Terraflex arms, lower brackets modified, king shocks are in with the upper coilover bracket plate on top. Get that track bar in and everything's done up. Alright, so we ran into a little hang up here with the track bar bracket. The EVO track bar bracket does not work with diff armor on the top. So what I've done is cut off this unit here, autofocus, which is just a U-bolt clamp. It's designed to sit like this, go across, wrap around cylinder tube. However, that can't happen because we've got gussets and armor here. So I've cut off both sides, relocated them. This one is going to get welded right here, like so. And then I can utilize the U-bolt. All the yellow area is going to get welded and gusseted. This thing will be bomb proof. I overdo anything I do. Bomb proof. Ready for the end of the world. Alright, so here we have our custom fabricated track bar bracket, lower end. Alright, so we got the front diff in, king coilover brackets up top. We're mounting our reservoirs. Long arms hooked up, Terraflex, sorry. You see here, it has to be cut out. All this, we'll clean that up after. Alright, so here we have our hydraulic steering assist, power steering box, fluid reservoir, power steering pump, and hydraulic ram. We're also installing a power steering cooler auxiliary. We're starting out with that. I've got the grill off. It looks like a pretty good kit. This bracket right here comes prefabricated. Bolt that sucker on there. Start plumbing some hose. Should be good. Alright, so we got our PSC power steering reservoir mounted. We got our return and cooler lines fabricated. Down to the pump there. Up to the reservoir. Return. And they come from uppers, return to the cooler, and to the box. Guys taking detail to give us a nice satin paint job behind the grill. Keep it subtle looking, you know. And this is our return to the box. Now the one problem we ran into with this kit is clearly you can see the factory air box. It's not going to fit in properly. So what we did was we bought an AFE cold air intake. And I've modified the bottom of the box so it will nicely straddle a brand new custom fabricated power steering lines. You can just see down in there. We've got nice clearance for those. Filter lined in. Everything sits in quite nicely. Alright, so here we got our nitro axles installed with new bearings, new transferred backing plates over. There's your ARB locker. I always like to take a bit of extra time when I'm transferring parts just to clean them up. I don't like putting scabby stuff back together. Backing plates, axles in. Gonna go ahead and reassemble the rear brakes. Here we have Napa Ultra Premium coated rotors with the Hawk LTS brake pad. Alright, so we got our ARB compressor installed under the seat with manifold switch solenoids. Alright, here's our 2014 Rubicon King coilover conversion. We got her flexed out right now. Back tire is not even off the ground. Not even full articulation in the front. Lots of travel. Geometry looks good. PSC system works great. Air lockers engaged, work great. Rolled up on this barrier without even giving any gas with those 503 gears. See, our brake lines have lots of travel. Alright, so here we got the rear end flexed out, checking for clearances. This is fucking ridiculous, man. Sorry, you're gonna have to edit that little F-bomb out of there, but seriously, this is awesome.